to day 3 of our study of the books of Job and Psalms. And today we're going to explore the book of Psalms. Psalms is the longest book in the Bible. 150 chapters. Take that, 150 chapters. What's with the book of Psalms? The book of Psalms is actually a book of songs and prayers offered to God by the nation of Israel, offered by the Israelites. So these are collections of expressions of praise, faith, sorrow, and frustration, and then it covers different range of human emotions. So if you're feeling very emotional, this is the book to read. If you're feeling down or happy, when you're talking about emotions, read this. In fact, when you can't sleep in the middle of the night, or you suddenly wake up very early in the morning, the best book to read is the book of Psalms. Well, Psalms is actually a collection of songs. Most of these songs were written by David. David is known as the great psalmist. He writes these songs so that people can sing this as a praise to God. If you remember, before in the book of Chronicles, when he prepared everything for the temple that is to be built by his son Solomon, he also prepared the musicians. He also arranged everything so that when the temple is built, there will be people worshiping God, singing these songs. There are five collection of books in the book of Psalms, and these 5 can be divided into 3 themes. Today, we're going to explore the first theme, which is monarchy. Book 1 and Book 2 of Psalms is mostly written by King David. Well, some of it written by Solomon. That's why the theme is monarchy. The principle that we're going to declare and look out for the next 3 days is this. The God who is the creator and king of all is a refuge to all who trust in him. Again, the God who is the creator and king of all is a refuge to all who trust in him. You will see this if you read the book of Psalms from chapter 1 to chapter 150. This will be the constant recurring theme of the psalmist. There are different psalmists. David, Solomon, there's even Moses. There are other people who wrote psalms, but this is always the theme of the book of Psalms. Somehow, this is what ties it together. It's not like a narrative. It's not a history book that there's one linear narrative or one linear story. No, these are different books, different expressions of faith, different expressions of frustrations and sorrows. You put it together, that's the main thing. But let's take a look at chapter 1. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water, that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. This fits precisely to our theme. That those who trust in him will find that the Lord will sustain them, that they will be like a tree planted by streams of water. It's like a tree taking refuge in the river. And then let's take another look at another favorite psalm of mine. It's Psalm 51. If Psalm 1 talks about how God sustains the believer, the righteous, how God nourishes his life, Psalm 51 is about a person asking for forgiveness from God. This was written by David when he committed that grave sin of adultery with Bathsheba. He wrote, "Have mercy on me, O God, according to your steadfast love, according to your abundant mercy. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against you, you only have I sinned, and done what is evil in your sight, so that you may be justified in your words, and blameless in your judgment." It's kind of long, but The point is, David admits his sin against God. If you sin against God, what do? Most people, they run away from God. They can't do that. That doesn't work. David is wise. That's why this is a book of wisdom. David is wise enough to know that he cannot run away from God. You sin against God, you go to God. You ask for forgiveness. Because as we said in our principle, God, He is King of all. He is a refuge to all who trust in Him, even to those who sinned against Him.